Okay, so we're going to go through channel messages first, and then we're going to get into the cards, okay? For those of you that don't know me, my name is Seraphic. How you doing? Mwah. Okay. So when I was doing my meditation, the first thing I was seeing was the earth, but with a crown over it. Okay. And then when I started to tune into the energy, I was getting the energy of the children of the sun. Okay. The first human beings that resided here, or the first beings that resided here. So I was getting that. And then it started to go into like ancestry and DNA and discovery and so on and so forth, right? It was almost like I was seeing present day now, but I was seeing the earth from present day now, and then it started to move backwards through the ages and the times and the generation, and how different the world was, and the landscapes and the animals and the evolution of animals and stuff like that. So there's something here about, for some of you, maybe you've been having dreams of back in time, dreams of ancient beings, dreams of like I just meant like past lives, but also DNA, heritage. Maybe you are seeing like what's the wording? It's hard to explain because some of you feel like you can't really explain it yourself, but it's almost like you are seeing these different beings, but you know that you have some type of relation or connections to them. So you may be seeing men and women, but men of royalty or women of royalty, or indigenous people, but you're seeing them very vividly. Like you can describe like an indigenous man, like down to the markings, the hair, the color, distinct features. Or you're seeing, say, someone who's of African descent, but you kind of know. I'm hearing Zulu as well, so that could be significant for somebody. I'm also hearing the name Abdullah. Okay, so that might be significant as well. But there's something here about moving through the ages. So I feel like some of you may be in the space of finding out your ancestry, or going through I'm hearing DNA reboot or DNA hunting. So you are going down, you're basically developing like maybe a family tree, trying to find out like where you come from, where you stem from. Some of you may have a lot of this knowledge already, but some of you are extending it. Okay, there's something here about an extension when it comes to that aspect. Okay, and how that is connected to the world and its evolution, right? But I feel like you're connected to the royal beings of like something to do with those the first beings connected to earth. There's something here, okay? Something about the dirt as well. I'm also seeing how, how we bury people in the ground. I'm also seeing where it's more so, I'm seeing back in the day where it was more putting people on like wooden, I want to say reefs, but I don't think it's a reef, but just like a wooden, let's say, I don't know, board, and sending them out, burning the body and sending them out. Okay, I know some cultures still do that, but I'm seeing that, and there's something about you doing that, or this is something you've considered having done to you and it's your time to pass on. There's something about this here, okay? And then I was seeing two young children running through the forest, and one of them came again amongst a massive tree. But this tree was humongous. It was a massive tree. It looked like earth, but it was very unworldly in a sense. Like it looked more majestic. It was giving more so the elements of, like, for those of you that have watched the movie Avatar, that it was given that. And they were running through the forest playing and so on and so forth, and there was like these glittery, sparkly particles and energies in the air, and they came against this massive tree, and one of the children, which was a little boy, took a branch and literally carved an X on the floor in front of the tree. But when he carved the X, it almost was like the X looked like it was infused with like lava. So it looked like hot lava, like a hot lava X. Okay, so that could be significant for somebody as well. And when I tapped into it, it was kind of the energy of leaving your mark, leaving your legacy, okay? Because trees, they withstand a lot, they see a lot, they observe a lot, they take on a lot, okay? and trees hold a lot of wisdom. They're very wisdomatic. So there was something here about you leaving your mark, building a legacy, and that to me was represented by the children that were running through and so on and so forth. It was almost as if they were leaving the mark so that they could come back to it to say, okay, this is where they were, or this like an indication of a marker on a path, something of that nature as well. Okay, so there's something here. And then I was picking up the meridian and ley lines of the planet. Some of you are moving to particular parts of the world that best suit you, where you can have the most success. And I'm also hearing more spiritual based experiences and lessons. Yeah, so there's something here about you moving to different parts of the world that you may be in a space of your soul needs to evolve and grow. It's something about your soul's evolution. Now, whether this is going to be short term, so I'm seeing from maybe a month to 6 months, or if this is going to be long term from like maybe a year to 6 years, or however, or that's going to be your base from now on, and you're just traveling to and from that, isn't necessarily clear. But there's something clear about you being on these ley lines, because your presence is assisting this part of the world energetically and helping to repair the ley lines simply with your energy and your connectivity and what you give off, because everything is energy, everything is connected. Okay, so it's almost like you are being like summoned to some of these places, and you'll feel a strong pull, and you'll know whether you're supposed to be in that country, city, or wherever it is that you're being called to. My nose keeps itching me, so someone could have an itchy nose. Okay, I know sometimes when I channel, my nose does get itchy. Okay, and things like that. Someone's sinuses are also clearing up. Maybe you've had issues with your sinuses and allergies lately. I keep tripping over my words. So there's something about a conversation here, or about you diving deeper, or about you now being in a space to really speak your truth. Okay, something about you speaking your truth and really standing on your truth, because what you're speaking is something that is not spoken about much, or there's not much information on it via, like, let's say Google or the internet or Yahoo. Something about, old school search engines, okay, like sort of kind of going extinct. Like how we used to have is it the MSN search engine? We used to have Ask Jeeves, things like that. There's something here about you bringing back things that were forgotten, lost information that was once forgotten. Okay, it's not new information, it's just information that was either hidden, lost, or just stayed dormant, but you are bringing forth that information, and you're supposed to bring forth that information, but there's something here about you feeling scared to do it, or feeling like you're going to be misunderstood, and so on and so forth. I like to say, fuck them. If you're misunderstood, let it be what it's going to be. People are going to love you and hate you all at the same time, whether you're doing good, whether you're doing bad. Do what Source Within You is telling you to do, okay? That's it, point blank, period, okay? So I'm hearing, like, say it with your chest. Say it or don't say it at all, okay? And for some of you, it's like, there is this urge because you can feel it in your body, and when you don't speak your truth, or if you don't act on what your intuitive impulses are telling you, you start to feel uncomfortable. You either get sick, headaches. I'm also getting, like, some of you could have been having headaches. Some of you could also be in a space where at the minute you're noticing your body is rejecting a lot of things, or you just can't keep food down, is also what I'm hearing. There's something here about you being in a space of, your body's letting you know, like, certain things don't resonate with your body anymore, because you have to remember everything operates at a certain frequency, okay? Everything operates at a certain frequency. So sometimes certain foods operate at a certain frequency, which, the high vibration and low vibration is very much just connected to this realm, this earthly realm, okay? But when you start to go through different realms and different levels of understanding, okay, and frequencies, energy it's what you make it. But for the sake of obviously us being on this realm, we have like high vibrational foods and low vibrational foods. Your high vibrational foods will be your fruits, your veg and stuff like that, okay? And some people resonate with that. And you'll notice that when you're having these high vibrational foods, your mind feels better, your body feels better, you breathe easier, you sleep easier, you navigate better, you feel better as a being, you feel lighter, you feel more stronger, things like that. Whereas low vibrational food, you feel slumped. So you're eating and then you want to sleep after. You ain't got energy in the morning, you can't get up, or you're not able to be be in a space of conflict resolution and all of that kind of stuff. Okay, it affects you as a person. So what's happening is, because your frequency is a completely different match to some of the foods that you're eating, your body is literally saying, okay, these foods that we are consuming right now, they don't resonate with us. Okay, and you got to respect it. Okay, because some of you, maybe you've been testing it out. Is it food mapping, where you start to notice like what foods are for you and what foods ain't? That's basically what some of you are doing, or what some of you are prompting to do. And for some of you, it could be this as well, but I feel that for some of you, your body just is in a space where it wants to purge at the minute. It's in a space where it doesn't want any food, okay? It's in a space where it's literally just saying to you, okay, it's going through some type of recalibration. Again, it could be to do with like your body. I'm hearing nervous system, fascia, cell regeneration. There's something here about old belief systems can manifest themselves as stored energy in the body. Okay, so what's happening for you is that stored energy is releasing, but instead of your body needing to focus on the food that you're consuming as well as releasing this old energy, it's almost as if your body is saying, we just want to focus on releasing whatever stored energy is stuck in you as belief system. And in order to do that and make it easier for you and make the process quicker, let's just eliminate one of those things, i.e. food. Okay, let's just eliminate one of those things. Okay, hold on, because my nose keeps... Okay, there we go, because that was bothering me. So yeah, so it's like it's eliminating one. It's like, okay, let's eliminate the aspects of food so we can just be in a space of helping the body get to where it needs to be and operate at its optimum. Bring it back to a state of homeostasis, a state of balance, and all of those kind of things, okay? So that was also what I was getting as well. Then I was also on the ley lines as well. I'm just going over my notes, guys, okay, because I don't even know if we're going to podcast for this. I think this might just be channel messages for those that are moving to certain ley lines and meridians, okay, and also residing within places that are very much on the center of the earth's chakra points, okay. And also I just heard Tunisia could be significant, okay. Tucson, I don't know what that is. I'm gonna look it up after. Tucson, I don't know what Tucson is, okay. There's something about with the ley lines and the places and the chakra points that you're going to around the world, you are going to be visiting and meeting people at these particular points, okay. And these connections are very, very, very important and very, very, very specific, okay. Right off the back, when you meet these individuals, you're going to know that there is something that you're supposed to do with them, okay, and things of that nature, right? I already spoke about the children of the sun, and I also saw peacocks, red feathers. I did see a red feather yesterday on the floor. I saw that, and I saw 2 doves today, but I feel like that's for a separate message. But I saw the 2 doves, and they were amongst the group of pigeons, right? But I could just tell that they were doves because they just looked different. Like, they just looked different. And there was 2 of them in particular. And at the time when I saw it, one was going in one direction and the other was going in another direction until I spotted it. And I literally saw the other dove go and walk alongside went in the direction of the other dove. And then it was like all the pigeons were together, okay? The dove was like a white and brown, okay? If you're in the UK, you've probably seen them. You don't see them often, but Spirit is saying that when you see doves, they are a good omen. It represents purity. It represents lightheartedness. It represents play. It represents joy. It also represents something about a new precipice, okay? Something emerging, something brand new for you, okay? Something opening. And it doesn't have to be a physical open. It could just be an opening within you. Because some of you, I feel like over the last few days, you've been shifting and changing, and you can feel the internal changes within yourself. Some of you could have, gone through ego upgrades, but it feels like a loss. So you felt like you've had a loss of self, like you don't know how you're navigating. Maybe like disassociation. It's like you're here but you're not really here. It feels like you're observing your vessel being here but not really here, okay? So that's kind of what I'm getting, right? And then the peacocks, but there was something very much significant about the male peacock. When they open up their feathers and they put on a display or a dance to attract the feminine, okay? Like, when they're going up against other peacocks to show how beautiful their feathers is. And I don't know why I keep doing this, okay? Samba, compa, zouk, dance, tango, something, okay? It's giving sexy, it's giving zesty, okay? So maybe there's something about your feminine energy rising within you, and it's not gender specific. This is for male and female. There's something about your feminine energy rising within you. There's something about you feeling, some of you are tapping more into your sensuality and what it means to you, and some of you are exploring your sexuality as well and how it means more to you in whatever way that is. Whether that's just with yourself or with, if that's with the same sex or opposite sex, but there's something about here you get in touch with your sensuality. Something about you maybe even taking on sex education even as an older person. There's certain things that you want to know more about, and so on and so forth. When it comes to the body, there's something you're diving deeper into, okay? And you've been guided to do that, so I'm seeing that as well, okay? And there's also something about your pheromones, okay? So you know that how animals and insects at certain times, they will give off sexual pheromones to, especially the females, they will give off pheromones to attract the male, like for mating season. There's something about this as well. For us as females, it's like ovulation. But there's also the masculine where you're giving off a lot of that. And I feel like a lot of masculines are giving off of that and not even realizing it, okay? I'm hearing something about, especially for the masculines, it's your season. Maybe you were someone who never used to get a lot of attention before, but now there's something about you having a glow up, something about you coming into your own, something about you really standing in your truth of who you are, and that is attractive. And that has like, it's producing a certain level of pheromones, and the feminine energy is very, very attracted to that, okay? Not gender specific, because you could be a male who attracts the same sex or opposite sex, or him, they, it, she, you, pronouns, okay? You get it. So there's something about that as well. So yeah, I'm just gonna try to see if there's anything else. They want me to pull any cards because I don't want to go over too much with this. Yeah, so there is a lot going on. So right now, you might have even noticed that you're feeling quite tired or exhausted. Respect that, please. If you need to get to bed a little bit earlier, get to bed a little bit earlier. If you feel like you need to not eat as much, don't eat as much. If your body's craving salads, nyam them, okay? For those of you that don't understand patois, eat them, okay? If you're feeling like you just want to eat more fruits, do that. Just be in a space of really just being in tune with yourself at this time, because you're going through a clearing, but also this clearing is leading to a level up, okay? And this level up is going to benefit you in a major way. So I'm hearing read books. There's an emphasis on read books. This did come out in a reading I believe I did yesterday. Read books, up on your knowledge, but not just the knowledge outside of you, the knowledge within you, because I feel like you're working with certain energies and entities right now that are dropping gems, okay? And the one thing about when people, okay, so maybe certain people are dropping gems to you that you need to take into consideration, but when beings drop gems to you, sometimes it could be at the most randomest times, right? Make sure you have a notepad. Make sure you have a notepad. Right, make sure you have a book, and make sure you put it in your bag or you carry it on your person, because sometimes I feel like we get downloads and we don't write them down or note them, or even in your phone, okay? Just have a particular part in your notes where it's just like downloads, so that you can write these things down, because sometimes we get these things and we're like, oh yeah, I'll remember that later, and then when we try to remember it, we forget it, okay? And it will come in as quick as it comes, is as quick as it goes, okay? But some of these things are gems, and some of these are the knowledge that coming from the book within you, because you are a whole book, okay? You've got so much gems within you, so you need to just be open to having these gems come through physically and come into physical manifestation, so you can do with the gems as you will, okay? So yeah, I don't think I need to pull any cards for this reading. I think I'm just going to leave this here. I bless that this resonates. I send you loads of love, and I will see you guys in the next video, okay? Mwah. Bye.